How you feeling?
Good.
Awesome. Awesome. Good to hear.
Episode 5, Regent.
I guess there had to be a boring one.
Yeah.
After last week.
After last week, nothing was going to match up. It was going to inevitably be
We had to just kind of
boring.
chill out and lore dump.
It's interesting how they're going for, it feels like a sort of mid-season what do you call it, climax.
Okay. Or break in the narrative. Yeah. But climax, sure. Yeah. They did it last time.
Yeah, last episode.
No, I mean last season. Season 1.
Oh, yeah, that too.
Yeah.
I had like a big break in the narrative in the middle.
Not really a time jump.
Yeah, not really like a climax, but yeah.
But yeah,
I don't know.
a break in the narrative.
Sort of like a break halfway through the series. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is, I assume what's going to happen now is we're going to spend a couple episodes building up to the end of the season. They're going to get some more Dragon Riders.
That's cool.
Damon's going to trip some more balls.
Damon is on mushrooms. Are you throwing up?
Not me.
No, she's okay. Not you. Okay, good.
Just kidding.
Wait, just kidding, you are?
No, just talking to your cat, I know. Yeah, there's a lot of establishing in this one, like introducing some new characters, like here are the Freys of this time.
I liked them.
I liked them.
Who's that guy hanging out with Damon? Simon.
Sir Simon?
Yeah, what's his house?
Strong.
Oh, he is a Strong. He's a relative of Larys?
Yes, he's Larys's uncle. I think he was the younger brother of Lord Lionel.
But Larys is on the side of the Greens, and Simon's hanging out with Damon. He's kind of coerced to hang out with Damon.
No, but he did say it at when Damon showed up. He's like, no, by the way, Larys killed my brother, man.
Oh, man. Okay.
Larys,
yeah. Okay.
Larys,
yeah.
And Larys took all of the family fortune out of this castle and left me like nothing to live on here. But told me that I had to keep living here. So I don't like him.
Well, that's very fair. I mean, I can really understand why a person would feel that way.
Yeah.
What happened to the other Strong? Was it Harwin?
Harwin, yeah. So in last season there was Lord Lionel Strong, and he was Master of Laws, and then he was Hand of the King, and then he was Hand of the King, and he had his two sons, Harwin and Larys, and Lionel and Harwin burned to death in a fire in Harrenhal. Yeah, and which is why Sir Simon is like, Larys definitely killed them so that he could become Lord, because we don't have fires here.
And he is known to do that type of thing.
It's far too wet. Yes, and that shit was really obvious.
We all know Larys is a bastard.
Yeah. So yeah. Damon is struggling. Damon is struggling so hard. Meanwhile, everyone is like, is he going to betray the queen? Is he going to gather a host on his own? What's he going to do with his dragon? And he is too busy tripping his face off to do anything of consequence.
He would like to betray his queen.
I'm not sure I don't think he wants to betray. I think Damon's deal, and the deal that Damon has always wanted, is that he just wants to rule at the side. He just wants to be the equal of the king or the queen. He wanted his brother to just put him as his hand. Right. He complains about it in that first season. He's like, why did you never make me your hand? Why did you never, help me let me help you rule, because that's all I want to do, because you act like a psycho, Damon, that's why. And he's having the same problem with Rhaenyra, because that's what he thought was going to happen. He thought so my brother didn't trust me, but that's okay, because I married my niece, and I'll still get to be king when when she ascends to the throne too, and we will rule side by side, and it'll be great. And meanwhile, Rhaenyra is like, you have to kneel to me, baby. You have to do it. Like you have to. Like you can't.
I gotta be queen. The king
I
says
gotta
I'm
be
queen.
queen. And you can't, and and Damon's like, God damn it, that's his point of view. Is like, why can't you just accept that, like I'm just as good as you, and I can be just as good as you, and rule at your side. Why do I gotta be subservient? I'm a Targaryen prince. Come on, let me do my thing. So
No one lets him do his thing,
no one lets him do his thing, but
including
that's
Hall on the whole.
yeah, including Harrenhal. But that's because this thing is being a fucking psycho.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, if that's your thing, a lot of times people are not going to let you do your thing. They're just not
now
gonna
people are going to tell you
You
can't.
gotta stop. You gotta stop with the psycho shit.
You know who is not getting his psycho shit stopped anymore?
Is it
Prince
Aemon?
Regent, Prince Regent Aemon, protector of the realm.
Aemon One Eye.
Aemond One Eye, Aemond the Kinslayer,
What a muppet.
as they call him in the books. Although technically Daemon is also a Kinslayer too, because he sent those assassins after his.
They call him a kinslayer because of Luke.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, Aemon. They call Aemon a Kinslayer because of Luke.
Not because of Aegon.
Yeah.
But actually, I don't know. I almost thought Creston was gonna say that he saw something, but I mean, he did see some things.
He did see some things.
Creston is shell-shocked.
But yeah.
If I interrupted your train of thought.
No, yeah, but he's not going to betray Aemond. He's like, because he's like, it's like it was like a couple episodes back when the warmongers took over. Like Daemon sort of like took charge, and Aemond and Cole took charge, and it's basically like these guys going like, we have to fight a war, guys, and all of you people like saying like, oh, we can do it with alliances and letters and outmaneuvering each other like you're playing diplomacy.
God, I hated
that board game where armies never actually fight. You just kind of like push each other back and forth. They're like, no, we gotta go murder some people now. Sorry.
Yeah, we gotta stop with this council bullshit.
Yeah.
Gotta stop listening to everyone yell at each other. I gotta go fly around and burn some people.
Yeah. And although of course the problem with that is that that tends to be chaotic, and you don't know exactly how it's going to shake out and who's going to be alive when you're done. They changed from the books that Sunfire is now just dead.
Oh yeah, that was not the case?
No, Sunfire was wounded badly, but not killed in the books. And that becomes that's a thing later. So maybe, I don't know, maybe we find out later that Sunfire is not actually dead.
Oh, yeah, we didn't.
I don't know.
Did they really specifically say that Sunfire was dead? I think someone said something about
they said it a couple times.
Okay.
They said it a couple times. They said there's two, someone on the green side said it and someone on the black side said it. I think Rhaenyra said it. And that's, I don't know. In the book, it was just that his wing was torn very badly.
Oh, right. Yeah, okay.
So he couldn't fly anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And he was otherwise quite injured as well. Sort of mirroring his rider. Oh man, Aegon.
Oh
they gave us the body horror. They gave us him peeling the armor off,
plate armor off of his
where it had been melted into his skin.
It's really awful looking. And they snap his compound fractures back together in front of us.
Yep.
He's looking bad, sounding bad, doing bad. He sounds like he's got a chest full of broken sticks.
Yeah. He's going to be there for a while.
Yeah,
I don't know. Don't know if he gets up at all for the rest of this season, to be honest.
I would imagine probably not.
They're changing a lot of things wholesale from the books, and that's fine.
Yeah. This is very loosely described history in the books.
Yeah. And it's funny because in the book, like the narrator of Fire and Blood repeatedly says, like, from the beginning to the end, our sources are unclear, our sources are contradictory, and even the parts where he's talking about stuff that he sounds very certain about, all that stuff that he says about the sources being contentious or uncertain or whatever, like, it undermines his own words too. So
Yep.
I think it's great. There's layers of that there, in that text anyway, that George R. R. Martin was totally going for anyway when he was writing it. So yeah.
We saw a bit of the Eyrie.
Yeah, the Airy.
The Airy? The Airy.
Airy.
It's definitely not airy.
I think it's no. I think it's the
I
Eerie.
think it's the Eerie, yeah.
Eerie. Anyway, yes. And Lady Jane Eyre is a little upset. She's like, I wanted dragons, and you sent me like a couple like flying dogs
and like some children.
And like some children, and like they're basically they're the like the dragons are like the dragons from like
Game of
season
Thrones.
3,
Yeah,
Game of Thrones season 3 or something like that.
Funny little guys.
They're around. They're kind of funny little guys. They might set one dude on fire, but they're not going to burn down a whole city.
Man, I just watched The Red Wedding.
Oh no!
Yeah, fucking terrible.
So fucking terrible. You're just watching the descendants of these Freys doing some shit.
These Freys are okay though.
They want what they want, but
not like fucking old Walder. Nobody turned his sons into a pie in the books yet. Did someone do that? Did someone?
No, Arya does that in the show.
In the books, does anyone eat a pie made out of their children, or is that just the Legend of the Rat King?
That's the Legend of the Rat King. Okay. I don't think anyone actually. I'm trying to remember. I don't know. God, those books are so long, and I read them so long ago. I forget if there's any actual cannibalism.
Those gods aren't mad at Arya because she's obviously the main character and everyone likes her, so she's allowed to cook children into pies.
Well, it's the Night King was not sorry, not the rat chef, the rat cook, the rat chef, the rat cook, the rat chef. Yeah, he was not. He was
food preparation coordinator.
He was not punished by the gods because of his murders or because he fed.
Oh, he broke
the sons he fed the sons of the king to him, but because he broke guest right,
which is killing the sons to feed to the king.
Yeah.
Okay.
He killed. Yeah. Guest right, very important to Northerners, less important to everybody else.
Arya was not operating under guest right because they didn't even know she was there.
No, she just kind of waltzed in and took somebody's face and then
cooked some people in the kitchen.
Murdered some people and cut them up and
she probably just stuck no, there was a pie already there. She just stuck a toe in it to be a dick.
Yes.
I think that's the most likely thing. She didn't cook a whole fucking pie. Come on. She's never displayed any kind of bakery skill at all. She wouldn't even listen when Hot Pie was talking.
I was going to say, did she recruit Hot Pie?
Yeah, Hot Pie, come here. We got one last mission to go on together. I need you to cook this dude. I got a human body here. That would have been a very funny episode. One last fucking caper.
One last keeper. It's like an episode of Chopped or something like that. It's like the secret ingredient is human flesh. this dead guy.
Walder Frey the 35th.
God.
Oh man, they cut off the head of the traitor dragon Meleys and drag it through the street like a bunch of blasphemous high tower green ass motherfuckers.
Yeah, and all the small folk are like, "Oh, this shit just got really real now.
Yeah, some of them are like, maybe
I
you
want
shouldn't be
out
doing
of
this.
this. I want out of this city. I
But
want out of this city."
they
I'm not
don't
even
let
sure so
them.
much. It's like the. I'm not even so much just the. It's like it's against the gods kind of thing. It's just that it's like, oh, okay, the
That
dragons are
dragon's
killing
friends are going to be real mad, and they're going
the
to come
dragon.
right here.
Yeah, the dragons are killing each other, and that involves a lot of burning of everything around them.
Yeah, 900 people died the last time two
Yeah, at
dragons
Rook's
killed each
Rest.
other.
Yeah, yeah,
And gave
that's
poor
big.
Kristen Cole shell shock.
Hold on a second. I'll be
Okay,
back.
sure. Um, Man, so I've been watching season 3. Yeah, that's when the Red Wedding occurs. And Joffrey is still alive, that motherfucker. This is. I was trying to figure out when exactly this happened to be, and it must have been because I think that the winds of. Not the winds, A Feast for Crows, I think that it came out like it was on shelves. There used to be stores and shelves. What? God, I'm such a. Um, I went to a Walden. No, I went to a Barnes and Noble. It
Okay,
was like a
I'm back.
real store. Um, I want to tell you a story I was about to start telling.
Okay,
I think that A
Barnes and Noble.
Feast. Sorry?
About Barnes and Noble.
Yeah. I think A Feast for Crows came out while I was in the middle of Storm of Swords, and so obviously spoilers. If you're listening to this, you know. But just in particular, I'm going to spoil something right now. So in the
Yeah.
end of Storm of Swords, obviously the Red Wedding occurs and Joffrey is also killed. Those are the final chapters of that book. Different in the TV show, the pacing anyway. But when A Feast for Crows came out, on the jacket of it, like I was in the Barnes and Noble and I looked at Feast for Crows and I was like, this is the next one I'm going to buy. And I just, I opened the jacket and I read, following the deaths of King Robert Stark and King Joffrey Baratheon, and I had not read that part in Storm of Swords yet.
Oh no.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. Why was that on the inside? Why was that in the synopsis?
Oh boy.
I'm gonna track that down and find out if that's like something I made up.
Because no, you know why that is? Because like 6 fucking years had gone by or something between Storm of Swords
right.
and
Not for
Feast
me.
for Crows.
Yeah.
Not for you. And then what, like 10 fucking years went by between book 4 and book 5?
Yes,
I don't know.
And now it has been 15 since that.
Yeah, so we're on track for the next one to come out in the next 5 years.
We'll see. I think he's done. I don't think he wants to.
You think he's just going to keep writing various World of Ice and Fire type books about like the history and the setting?
Yeah, here and there, as he deigns fit to do, but I don't think he's interested. I honestly, I think he feels like
I'm almost more interested in Fire and Blood Part 2 than I am in the rest of the Song of Ice and Fire.
Yeah, how far away from the ending of Fire and Blood is like the Mad King Aerys? Is that like another 100 years?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I think the Targaryen dynasty was like 290, like 300-ish years rounded up. And so the first book is like the first 150 years.
Okay.
So the Dance of the Dragons
Game
is
of Thrones
like,
is about 300.
Yes. So Dance of the Dragons takes place in like 129 to 130 something. And the last Targaryen king, the Mad King, dies in like 280 something. Or maybe something like that, or the year of when the story is happening is like 293 AC or something like that, or it's just under 300 years.
So we've got this blacksmith guy. Is he a Mallister?
No, he's not
Oh,
Malice.
okay.
She's when Rhaenyra was just throwing out names like Malister and Tarly. Those are just
Okay. Those are
kind of
some Targaryen offshoots.
yeah. So the blacksmith Hugh is we don't know. I don't know. We don't know much about Hugh in this TV show,
No.
and
His daughter's very sick, and that's a very,
his daughter is very.
persuasive plot line type of.
His daughter looked straight up dead
Yeah.
when he was holding her in his hands
Yeah,
at the gate.
it's not going great in that house.
She looked so pale that she looked kind of like a corpse.
Hmm.
Yeah, it is not going well, and yeah, he is one of the eventual dragon riders. We don't know who his mommy or daddy is, where he's from. You know, does he have a drop of Targaryen blood or two in him? He's got like the blonde hair or whatever.
Yep.
But yeah, we haven't really found out much about him yet. I have a feeling that the next couple episodes we're probably going to spend more time sometime before the end of the season, I assume. We're going to have some more of these people trying to get on some dragons.
Yeah, I can't wait. I think that's really cool. I don't know why I'm specifically interested in that. I think like non-full-blooded Targaryen dragon riders, there's something I think really cool.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of potential there.
Yeah, for real. Poor Corlys mourning his wife.
Oh yeah, poor sad sea snake has had his wife blown up.
Yeah.
It is sad. It's very sad. I'm sad. I liked her. I like him. He's going to be the hand of the king. Bela has come. Bela, yes, has come with a little box with a badge in it. Yeah.
Yeah. Please be my hand. Like I need a strong man, but also a strong man who listens to me and respects me.
Yeah, not like this. Not like my husband who's tripping on mushrooms.
Tripping on so many mushrooms, and having dreams about fucking Alice Rivers with the blonde wig on.
Who was his
maybe
mom?
was supposed to be his mom. Yeah.
So Alice Rivers is either just feeding him mushrooms, or she's doing serious witchcraft. She knows. So she mentions his mom after he dreams that Alice is wearing a blonde wig and having sex with him and talking about how she is his mom. Then he meets her in real life without the wig on, and she mentions his mom like she knows about the whole thing, which is very spooky. She's a very spooky lady. Like incredibly. Like she's creepy. Like someone did a really good job casting. Someone did a really good job with her makeup and costumery. Alice Rivers, I think witches are awesome, so I'm very excited about anytime we see Harrenhal. She's fucking with him. He's on mushrooms.
Yeah. Man, and all these the River Lords are here. It's like the River Lords, like all of them. Oh yeah, like a bunch of bunch of them.
It was like 10 of them, and it was the Lords. Yeah. They were like, we came because
the Lords. Darry,
you're out here tripping
Piper,
on mushrooms.
Some other stuff. Yeah,
Piper was there. Yeah, Piper and Darry.
And he's hallucinating Lena, his first wife.
Yeah, he's hallucinating everybody all over the place.
He's hallucinating young Rhaenyra last episode and cutting her head off.
I bet.
Yeah.
I bet people that think Daemon is really cool are sad about his plot line so far this season.
I think Daemon is really cool, but also a psychopath and not to necessarily be admired.
Oh, for sure.
I think this plotline is very cool because, I mean, in the book in this period, not much happens with him. He's just gathering the River Lords at Harrenhal, and he brings the Brackens to heel.
Right.
In the book, and it's just like it's 2 lines. Yeah. It's 2 lines or something like that. I think it's different in the book or something like that. I think it's like the Blackwood armies like lay siege and then faint running away to draw the Brackens out, and then Daemon takes Stonehenge behind them with his dragon and makes them all submit. So yeah, I'm wondering how he's going to get around this whole like, you know, you're a baby killer thing.
Yeah, people sure seem to hate him for that, as you
Yeah,
do. As
people are like, people are like, what the hell, man? You guys, you're just killing babies. You're cool
just
with this?
blood and cheese all over the place.
None of us are cool with this.
Yeah, this sucks. And in fact, there's been a fuck ton of violence done in the Riverlands since you showed up and started taking mushrooms out here in the middle of nowhere, Harrenhal. Haunted ass Harrenhal. Place looks like it's coming apart. Really good set work. All of the different views of Harrenhal we see really looking like a cool old castle that's fucking empty and moldering and has fallen apart. Neat. Fucking love it.
No wonder Alice and Laris are such fucking freaks.
Yeah, no wonder. That's where they came from. Like out of a fucking Dark Souls game.
Yeah, or like fucking, I heard someone describe it as Castle Ravenloft.
Oh, sure. Oh, yeah. Sure. Yeah, totally. Yeah. Full on.
Yeah.
In King's Landing, they're rioting at the gates because they're not letting people out.
And they're not letting food in either.
Well, is there any food? No. They're feeding all the food to the dragons.
The sea snakes ships are blockading the harbor.
Good. Cool.
I have no idea what Alinda Massey is doing in the city. Like,
oh yeah, I have no idea. Yeah,
she ran into Diana, the girl who got raped by Aegon in the first season.
Okay.
Took a bunch of moon tea, took some money and left. Yeah. And in this season so far, we saw her briefly as like a tavern wench. When Aegon was out getting in the same tavern where we saw Ulf White and Aegon, come in and getting drunk with his dudes.
Yep.
Yeah, she was there. So Linda is there to see Diana. Well, I guess this episode, Alinda goes to see her, and I guess she's in a apartment or house or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and we don't find out anything yet about like what's happening there. I'm intrigued.
The scene basically cut. Yeah, like right after that, we didn't. We didn't even really get any.
Yeah, the door opened and I was like, "Oh, it's Diana," and then that's it. And then they moved on.
So she may have been sent by Missaria.
Yeah, sent by Rhaenyra and Missaria to do something else sneaky. Like what? I don't know.
Any possibility they're tracking down bastards, or there was moon tea, so maybe.
Oh,
or just any kind of. And who knows? I mean, I really don't know. Well, I really have no idea what's going on with that.
But she left before they got that idea to start like looking in their records to find. Lost Targaryens.
Yeah, I don't think they were finding a baby to raise as a dragon rider. So I don't know what other reason they would be tracking down bastards, but...
Yeah, no, I don't think that's what Alinda's there for.
Yeah, no.
But,
I did not think that.
But I think now that you mentioned it, that makes sense that, because I'm wondering, Ulf and Hugh are in King's Landing. So how do they get to Dragonstone to hang out with Rhaenyra and get on some dragons?
Yeah, we're going to have to, well, we'll see. But, I mean, obviously, one of them is trying to get out of the city.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Helena, it's interesting.
Please.
Oh, sorry. Helen, she knows. She knows what Aemon did.
How does she know that?
She sees. She has the sight.
And she knows that Aemon's a piece of shit. And Alicent also knows, probably.
She does. Alicent keeps saying, what my son is.
Yeah, a fucking monster. A Muppet with one eye.
Maegor the Cruel come again.
Yeah. What's with his one scary eye? Why is it all blue and shiny and magical?
Well, his actual eye got cut out by his nephew.
Does he wear a shiny marble in there or something?
Yes, he stuck a sapphire in the socket.
Oh, is that explained in the TV show?
Nope.
Okay. I thought he had a scary magical Targaryen wizard eye.
Nope. He just got a really big sapphire and had somebody like smooth it down and he stuck it in the socket like a glass eye.
I gotta listen to that book again. I'm gonna. Cool shit, Targaryen history.
It's pretty ostentatious to stick a sapphire in your eye socket, but
Oh
hey.
man, that's the definition of ostentatious.
I mean, he's not all that ostentatious aside from that. That maybe aside from that in his hair.
Yeah. I think, I think if we're going into a little bit of some plot line of tracking down new dragon riders, I think that's cool. I think new guys are cool. I always,
Yeah, I think there's probably going to be some plot line about getting Ulf and Hugh out of the city.
Yeah.
I think it's going
Seems
to be
likely.
interesting. It's ultimately going to be interesting to see how they interact with the rest of the Targaryens because,
Targaryens are haughty.
And the book is really down on them.
Is it?
The book
Yeah.
is they call them the two betrayers. Oh man, spoilers. But they don't do good things. They do a lot of bad shit eventually. Or at the very least, a lot of bad shit is laid at their feet.
Right.
Ultimately. And it's going to be interesting to see if it's due to, revisionist history, like, oh, we're going to paint these guys in the bad light because they were bastards and they weren't true Targaryens, what can you expect?
And we want, people who read our history books to think that if anyone other than a Targaryen rides a dragon, bad things will happen.
Yeah, exactly. Or that, bastards definitely shouldn't be rising up against their
obviously not.
Their superiors.
The gods don't like that. Dragons don't like it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly. So, it's great because they're basically like blank slates, like they literally, each of these characters literally have only two characteristics. Hugh is cruel and Ulf is drunk, and that's pretty much it. Like, they don't really have personalities other than that.
Hugh doesn't seem too cruel so far.
Yeah, he doesn't seem too cruel so far. Although if his daughter dies and then maybe something bad happens to his wife, maybe he'll have a lot of reason to be unhappy.
Cool.
Yeah, maybe he'll have a lot of reason to be like
some real really Gwen Stacy shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Great. I'm excited. Yeah, I want to see the new guys.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's just going to be interesting to see because, like, Ulf, Hugh, we don't know where he's from.
Yeah.
We don't know who his parents or his grandparents or whatever might be. In the books, these guys are all. It implies or says basically in the book that like these guys are all from Dragonstone.
Yeah, that's what I thought I remembered. Yeah,
it's like that's because that's the island that the Targaryens have ruled for centuries. So, it's not as hard to find somebody who says like, "Oh yeah, my great grandma had sex with a Targaryen prince." I got a little bit of Targaryen blood in me, sure. But these guys are in King's Landing. These guys are in King's Landing because there's more action in King's Landing. You can see them, like,
being part of the plot line and
witnessing the rat catchers.
Not a lot is actually happening on Dragonstone.
No, it really isn't. It's like we said, this is a kind of boring episode. This is a kind of slow episode. There's no way it could not be after last episode.
Last episode 4 was bombastic.
Yeah. So it's going to take a little bit to build back up to something for the end of the season.
Yeah. And maybe that, that might have been episode 4 might have been that small climax, and now we gotta, we definitely gotta regroup and see where everyone's at. We didn't even know if Aegon was gonna be alive.
Yeah.
And the answer is barely.
Yeah.
Real fucked up.
Looking a bit like his old dad.
Looking like old dad.
Yeah.
Man, old King Viserys was great.
Yeah. I like the sort of mirroring that they're doing, though. The way that Aegon is looking like Viserys, the way Aemond is looking like Daemon. Just, I don't know. There's a lot of good motifs to use there. There was like a really cool shot of Daemon, you know, sort of like pensively going over to like lean on a fireplace, and then he kind of looks up into his left, and it almost looks like Rhaenyra is there with him at the fireplace, but she's at Dragonstone at a different fireplace. Yes. And then she turns and looks up and left, and she's somewhere else. Like it's that sort of like mirroring kind of effect. It's so good. It's shot real well.
Rhaenyra and Daemon need to get their shit together. This whatever they're doing is they got a fucking war to fight. What are they fucking doing?
Yeah, they're cutting their own throats.
This is nonsense.
This is the reason that things are going so badly for
proud
them.
Proud ass Targaryen bullshit.
Because the king and the queen are fighting.
The king consort.
Who should be king and who should be consort and who should be queen and what the fuck is up and who's ruling with who.
And like Daemon kind of feels like no one has to be consort.
Yeah, exactly. Like, why do I got to be consort? Why can't we just be together? Yeah. Like, why can't we just be equals? Why can't like you be the queen and I be the king? We'll rule together and we'll work this shit out together.
Yeah.
Like, I'll handle all the war shit and you handle all the other boring shit.
So let me handle this war by going to fucking haunted ass Harrenhal, getting seduced by a witch and tripping on mushrooms for a week, getting scolded by a bunch of Freys and Tullys or whoever they are, Pipers.
Piper, Gary, a couple others. I don't know. They're all like, we don't like what the Blackwoods did to the Brackens. Like, God, man, these guys have been at it for fucking like.
He told. By the way, he was like
4,000 years or whatever.
Yeah.
No, he said, do your worst.
Yeah, he was like,
the Blackwood.
There are things that the king cannot be seen doing. Why don't you go fucking destroy their whole fucking everyone that lives there?
Go commit some war crimes.
Barbarities were reported. Yeah. Is that what the guy said?
Yeah.
There were reports of barbarity.
Yeah. But obviously he wasn't paying close enough attention because they were all flying the Targaryen flags when they were doing it. He's like, no, you dumbasses, you weren't supposed to be doing that.
He told him that the king should not be seen doing barbarity. So,
yeah.
A lot of things are going wrong for Daemon and Rhaenyra, and that's who we're rooting for. I said that we as in like the audience in general. I think
the audience in general is kind of rooting for Rhaenyra, but also Daemon is like...
He's a fan favorite.
Yeah, he's a fan favorite, but also like kind of not. I don't know. He's kind of, he's like a bad boy.
I think people
like him the way they like Joe Alwyn and you.
Who?
Or like Hannibal Lecter.
Yeah, okay. But yeah, that's why I feel like if you were really expecting cool things out of Daemon, you might be sad so far this season.
I don't know. I think the tripping is pretty cool.
I think the tripping is pretty cool. We think the tripping is pretty cool.
If you were hoping for big battle scenes and him like burning shit and like killing people with a sword.
Right.
That's
not exactly what we're getting.
We're not getting too much of that.
Is his he's not flying around on like Cyrax or something, is he?
No, Caraxes.
Okay, yeah.
Harrenhal is so big, he probably stuck Caraxes in one of the towers, and it's like, this tower's all yours, boy. Yeah. And the dragon's like, cool.
He's really not doing a lot of dragon knighting,
Bring me some sheep.
Yep. I'm going to sit in the tower, bring me some sheep.
He wrote Caraxes out to the Brackens to tell them, like...
Yeah, actually, that was cool.
Time to bend the knee, and they were like, nope. And
everyone's told him to fuck off.
Let's fuck off. It was that Bracken dude had a good facial expression because he rode away from he turned his back, but you could see on his facial expression that he was like, I'm expecting to get burned and eaten any second.
Any second now.
Any second.
I'm gonna hear this thing's breath ignite.
I'm gonna hear somebody go Dracarys, and that's gonna be it.
That was cool.
Yeah.
Caraxes is cool, so that was a cool part of it. I mean, this was a cool episode. It was fine. If we had to,
it was fine.
You gotta relax for a minute. Sometimes.
You gotta relax.
You gotta look at some horrible flesh horror of your melted.
It was a lot of various lores, like looking at each other tensely.
There was a lot of that. Yeah, there was a lot of those dudes in the Black Council. What did she send that dude away?
Verbal sparring
from the Black Council.
Oh yeah, she's like, "Can you go talk to Daemon for me, please?" And he's like, "Talk to Daemon for you."
That sounds like an insane thing to do because he doesn't want to talk to anybody, especially about you.
Like he's gonna listen to me.
Yeah,
you want me.
You want me
tell
to
him what to do.
That's gonna work terrifically. So, but I'd love to get out of here. So off I go.
He's like, what's the worst that could happen? Oh yeah, he could feed me to his dragon. But yeah.
Yeah, that's episode 5. Do we know what it's called?
Regent.
Regent.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I got you. Man, Aemond One-Eye. What a bastard, man.
In the book, he's got a line. He takes the crown and he puts it on himself and he says, "It looks better on me than it ever did on him."
Wow.
But he doesn't declare himself king because his bro isn't dead. Just Prince Regent and Protector of the Realm is good enough for now. Also riding the biggest fuck-off dragon around.
That thing has been around for a long time.
Yes.
And it's still kicking.
Still kicking. Vigor was old and big during the conquest, 150 years, 129, 130 years before this. Now she's the only dragon left from the conquest.
Oh, yep. They lay eggs, huh?
Yep. They're egg layers.
Yeah, I guess they're kind of like birds. I guess birds lay eggs.
Yeah.
I don't know why I wouldn't think of them as laying eggs.
Yeah, which is
most lizards and dragons lay eggs.
Are you imagining dragons giving live birth?
I was for some reason.
Are you thinking of like the dragon that has sex with the donkey in Shrek?
I wasn't thinking they have sex.
They have a bunch of like hybrid dragon donkey babies, dude.
That is okay. Yeah, I guess you have to have sex to have that occur.
Yeah.
I don't know what I was. I don't know why I asked if dragons lay eggs. I'll tell you why, because it's not even that late. It's Sunday night though. Sunday night is a special kind of like, oh, I'm tired, right?
For sure.
Yeah, so thanks not only for streaming, but for staying up and talking to me about Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon, House of the Thrones, Game of the Dragons.
Yeah, I think, so I'm excited to look at this weird anthology old ass book that I bought. I think it's probably The Hedge Knight is in there, but
yeah, but I keep meaning to read The Hedge Knight. I really should. They're making a movie out of that now too, or movie show.
A movie?
They're making a show out of that.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah. Is that the only other one in production right now?
Currently, that's actually in production. Yeah, there's still a whole bunch of others ideas that people are tossing around, pitches that are being tossed around, but haven't like gone anywhere, haven't gotten cast, or haven't gotten greenlit or anything like that. There was one about like Nymeria and the 10,000 ships, which
that was a
crazy,
super long time ago.
Yeah, kind of like an Odyssey kind of story.
Okay, sure. I mean, there's plenty of weird stories about that we've heard about Nymeria and.
Yeah, of course, there were some that were like, maybe we should make one about Aegon the Dragon, Aegon, the Conqueror.
Sure.
That sounds kind of boring to me, to be honest.
He kind of just swept. He got carried. Aegon.
Yeah,
Aegon the Conqueror got fucking carried
by a dragon even bigger than the one that Aemond is riding around on right now.
Balerion.
Yeah. And what else were they talking about making some shows about? There's some talk about maybe an animated show about ancient Valyria.
Whoa.
During the time of the dragons.
That's interesting.
And some things maybe about like Arya sailing away to the west, or Jon riding out to the north.
Okay. I feel like I heard maybe about something about the north.
Yeah. But Hedge Knight, I've actually seen like a shot of them filming it, you know?
Yeah, that is actually
that's like actually happening. They have like actors and scripts and sets and costumes and things on film now, you know?
Yeah, so that is actually happening.
Yeah. All right, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep. Did
we even intro? Did we even intro?
No. Do you want to do it?
Thanks for listening to Maybe We'll Fire and Blood.
Yeah.
This has been a one-shot, unedited reaction podcast to House of the Dragon, Episode 5, Season 2. Regent.
All right, we'll talk to you next week, and I'll talk to you before that as well.
Good night.
Have a good night, man. Thank you.